morning, Birmingham. Today is Tuesday, February 3rd. The time is now 9:37 a.m. I call to order the regular meeting of the Birmingham City Council. This morning, our invocation will be led by ordained elder Antonio Owens of Emmanuel Temple Church of God in Christ in Birmingham, Alabama, and our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilor Crystal Smitherman. If you're willing and able, please join us.
Good morning.
Morning.
Shall we pray? Oh, Heavenly Father, creator of all life, we thank you for our down sitting last night and our uprising this morning. We thank you for the opportunity to serve your people. We thank you for the bad weather that we didn't get. We thank you for the flu outbreaks that we didn't get. We thank you for the acts of violence that we didn't get. But for those that we did, we look to you for a source of comfort. Lord, I ask God that you have mercy upon us, oh God, according to thy loving kindness, according to the multitude of thy tender mercies. Blot out our transgressions, wash us thoroughly from thine iniquities, and cleanse us from our sins. Lord, make us to know our end and the measure of our days, what it is that we may know how frail we are. Therefore, Lord, help us to walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. You reminded us of a man who had a fig tree in a vineyard that produced no figs, and he wanted to destroy it, but the dresser of the vineyard said, please give us one more year. So, Lord, grant us time, more time to get it right. Also, teach us to be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another. First, I pray for the families who have lost loved ones to violence, families who have missing family members. I pray for wisdom amongst your people in this meeting, that it manifests in discussions, decisions to bring positive outcomes for this city. As I stand in intercession for the city, I pray also for the county, the state, and our nation as well. We wait for your blessings, O God. You said in your word, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, we will wait for it, because it shall surely come and will not tarry. We wait for your wisdom in the city, and though it tarry, we know it shall surely come. We wait for peace in your city, and though it tarry, we know that it shall surely come. We wait for brotherly love in your city, and though it tarry, we know that it shall surely come. We know and believe that you can do all things but fail, so we ask these many blessings in your Son, Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much, Elder Owens, for that thoughtful prayer. Thank you so much. Thank you, Councilor Smitherman, for leading us in the pledge. Good morning, Mr. Clerk.
Good morning.
If we could have the roll call, please.
Councilmember Gunn. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Councilmember O'Quinn. Good morning. Good morning. Councilmember Smith. Councilmember Smitherman. Good morning. Good morning. Councilmember Voss. Good morning. Good morning. Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Woods. Council President Pro Tem Tate. Good morning. Council President Alexander.
Good morning. Councilors, the minutes are not ready from the meetings of December 2nd, 2025 through January 27th, 2026. At this time, we'll have communications from the mayor. Good morning, Mayor Woodfin.
Madam President, good morning to you. Good morning to the entire council. It's good to see each of you. The brief this morning, one note. The Belleville Auditorium has been named one of the top 4 finalists for the prestigious Culture City Human Highlight Venue Award. This recognition celebrates venues across the country that are committed to fostering accessibility, inclusivity, and sensory inclusive experiences for all. The Tamika Hall Sensory Room at the Belleville Auditorium is named in honor of one of our late City of Birmingham staff and team members. It is designed to offer a safe as well as an accommodating space for individuals with sensory sensitivities, ensuring a positive experience at the venue. The city, along with the Belleville Auditorium, believes everyone, and when we say everyone, we mean everyone, deserves the opportunity to enjoy events, connect with their community, and create memories without barriers. And so we want to give a special thank you to Senior Director Alicia Johnson-Williams and her team for their hard work in making sure that everyone can enjoy the Boutwell. We're asking the Birmingham community to vote for Boutwell. Again, please vote for Boutwell. Voting is taking place right now, and it concludes February 20th. Again, you can vote right now up until February 20th. The winners will be announced on March 6th, and you can go to culturecity.org. That's KULTURE city.org, culture with the K. And look for the Human Highlight Awards. And remember that it's culture with the K. Madam President and Council, that concludes the mayor's report.
Thank you very much. At this time, Mr. Clerk, do we have any announcements of boards and agency expirations for March?
Not at this time.
All right, thank you. At this time, Council, we will consider the consent agenda. Before we review those items, I'd like to read the statement of the conduct of business. All items designated as consent are considered to be routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will be permitted unless a council member, the mayor, or citizen interested in a public hearing so requests. If so, such items will revert to its normal place on the agenda order of business. All items of permanent operation, that's indicated with a capital P, will be read. All other matters will be announced by reading the item number only. All public hearings will be announced. At this time, Mr. Clerk, if you'll announce the items being considered for consent.
Yes, ma'am. The consent agenda starts on page 2 with items 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Page 3, items 6 and 7 are on consent. Page 4, item 8 is on consent. Page 6, item 9 is on consent. Page 10, item 10 is on consent. Page 11, item number 11 is on consent. Page 12, item 12 is on consent. Page 13, items 13 and 14 are on consent. Page 14, item 15 is on consent. Page 18, item 16 is on consent. Page 19, item 17 is on consent. However, we need to withdraw number 108, which is on page 20. That's number 108 withdrawn on page 20. Give me 1 second. And then we pick back up with the consent agenda on page 24 with item 18. Page 25, we have item 19 on consent. In item 19, we need to withdraw item number 34. Item 34 on 19. Then we go to page 29, item 20 is on consent. Page 30, item 21 is on consent. Page 34, item 22, and item 23 is on consent. We have a couple of changes for item 23. We're going to add $10,000 from Councilor Gunn's account, which is 100042404520001. It is $10,000 to the Woodlawn High School Scholarly Expedition. And then we have $2,500 from Hunter Williams' account, Councilor Williams, to WJ Christian Choir. That account is 1000420452001. And that total amount will now change to $45,500. $45,500. Page 35. Let's pick back up with the consent agenda with items 24, 25, and 26. Page 36, we have items 27, 28, and 29 on consent. Page 37, we have items 30, 31, and 32 on consent. Page 38, we have items 35 and 36 on consent. Page 39, we have items 37, 38, 39, and 40 on consent. Page 40, we have items 41, 42, and 45 on consent. And that concludes the consent agenda.
Thank you very much. Councilors, at this time, are there any items you'd like to add or remove from consent? Yes, Councilor Woods. Did you have an item? Sorry. Okay. All right, at this time, there are no questions. We'll entertain a motion and a second for the consent agenda.
So move.
Okay. Let's see if your computers are working.
And I vote yes, mine
Okay.
didn't come up.
Yes.
Okay,
Aye.
okay. Councilor O'Quinn? Aye. All right, that vote should be, that should be,
We're missing one vote.
it was on the right. It's
Okay,
everyone
sorry.
voted.
Everyone voted, all right, thank you. So those items that were considered for consent have been approved. If you're here for any of those items, they have been approved, and now we'll go through the rest of our agenda.
Okay.
So at this time, Mr. Clerk, if you read that first item.
The item 33, which is on page 38. A resolution appointing 5 members at the recommendation of the mayor to the Birmingham Historical Commission, 1 representing a representative at large, said term to expire February the 3rd, 2028, 1 representing the Design Review Committee, term to expire February the 3rd, 2028, 1 representing the Birmingham Historical Society, term to expire February the 3rd, 2029, 1 a professional historian, term to expire February the 3rd, 2027, and 1 an ex officio city council member, confirming the reappointment of 4 members to serve on the Birmingham Historical Commission, and 1 representative, the Jefferson County Historical Commission, term expiring February 3rd, 2027, 1 a representative at large, term expiring February 3rd, 2027, and 1 representing a professional preservationist, term expiring February 3rd, 2028, and 1 architect, term expiring February 3rd, 2028. I think that is Councilmember O'Quinn's committee.
Yes, Dr. O'Quinn.
Thank you, Madam President. So, yes, this is reappointment of several members of the Birmingham Historical Commission. I'll just read off the names of the members of the Historical Commission. We have Catherine Brown, who's the representative at large, Nolanda Bearden, who is the member of the Design Review Committee on the commission, Otis Dismukes, representative at large, Sam Frazier of the Birmingham Historical Society, John Morgan is a professional historian, Victoria Ott is a representative at large, Kathy Adams is a community leader, Linda Nelson, professional preservationist, David Fleming, Jefferson County Historical Commission, Sherry Pitts, a professional planner / architect, and an ex officio member in former council member Valerie Abbott.
All right, thank you. Councilors, we have entertained a motion and a second. Any questions? We're ready for the vote. All right, thank you. Those candidates are now appointed to the Birmingham Historical Commission. We thank you, Councilor O'Quinn and Vasa, for your Planning and Zoning Committee for the work in selecting these candidates, and we wish them well on their service to the city of Birmingham. Next item, please.
The item 34, same page, 38, a resolution appointing 1 member to the Birmingham Human Rights Commission for City Council District Number 5, said term expiring January the 31st, 2027.
All right, thank you. At this time, Dr. O'Quinn, I know that you have a member that you're appointing to the Birmingham Human Rights Commission. Did you want to read that name?
Yes, so I am nominating Mr. Jose Ramon to the Birmingham Human Rights Commission.
All right, thank you.
All right?
Can we have a motion in a second? All those in favor, please say aye. I'm sorry. I'm taking over your job, Mr. Clerk.
Sorry,
I apologize.
just don't mess with the check. We good?
And I'm good with it,
All right.
thank you.
So we'll go to 43.
Yes. All right, so thank you. That item passes, and we welcome that member to the Birmingham Human Rights Commission. Council, if you excuse me 1 minute. We got it.
Motion to reconsider item 33.
Second. All right, councilors, we're reconsidering item 33.
Okay, so, sorry, I made a mistake with that one. So the names that I read previously were the former members of the Historical Commission, and there are four new members and one ex officio that are being appointed. So the new appointments are Valerie Abbott as for the position of community leader for a term expiring February 3rd, 2028. Cheryl Morgan for the position of the Design Review Committee representative for a 2-year term, also expiring February 3rd, 2028. Wayne Hester for the position of representing the Birmingham Historical Commission, same for a term expiring in 2029. And Laura Knott for the position of professional historian for a term expiring February 3rd, 2027. And then the one ex officio member would be Josh Vasa, and that is a new appointment and would be the council representative. So those are the new appointees.
Thank you, councilors. So those names have been reread. These are the current list of appointees.
Yes.
So are there any questions?
Right.
At this time, Mr. Clerk, we're ready for the vote.
Next.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Voting should be open. All right, that vote should be open.
All right, thank you. That item passes, and again, we welcome this new list of candidates that have been read, and we wish them well on their service for the Birmingham Historical Commission. Next item.
Should be 43, a resolution setting a public hearing to consider a temporary suspension on data centers within the city to be held at the regular meeting of the city council, to be held in the council chambers in the city hall in Birmingham, Alabama on March the 3rd, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. and to publish notice of the hearing.
All right, councilors, this is a motion where we're setting a public hearing to consider a temporary suspension on data centers, and that would be on March 3rd. This is as a result of that item going back to our Planning and Zoning Commission, and so after discussion with that committee, we have been advised that even though we had a public hearing earlier, we need to now discuss all the information that went through that committee, and we'll provide that to the public so that we can hear from a public hearing from them. Any questions?
I have a request.
About setting the public hearing?
Well, it's a request from the administration. I can make it separately, but it's regarding this item. So whatever your pleasure is, I don't care.
Well, what's before us is actually setting the public hearing, but let's go ahead and we'll hear the question.
Yeah, I just want, part of this is a set time period in which there's an expectation that city staff would be working on research into this and providing that information back to the council. I'd like to have a detailed update about where city staff is with this research at this point in time, what's been accomplished, and what they think that their timeline is needed to complete their research. But
That's fair. Yes, I think that's a good question, and we'll all anticipate receiving that information, and that will help us as we go through and hear the response from the public. So thank you. We'll know where we are at that time. Thank you very much. All right, we're ready for the vote.
Voting should be open. Council President Alexander.
Yes.
All right, that vote should be up.
All right, item 43 passes, so we've set that public hearing for March 3rd, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. here in council chambers. Next item.
Item 44, a resolution setting a public hearing March 31st, 2026 to consider the adoption of an ordinance to amend the zoning district map of the city of Birmingham, case number ZAC 2025-11, for a change in zone district boundaries for all properties within the north side, south side framework plan, area including north side and south side communities pursuant to the north side, south side framework plan filed by the city of Birmingham. Motion, please.
All right, councilors, this is an item to set a resolution to set a public hearing on March 31st. Any questions regarding setting that public hearing? All right, we're ready for the vote.
Voting should be open. Councilmember Woods. That vote should be up.
All right, thank you. We have 8 votes and 1 abstention, so that item passes. And we've set that public hearing for March 31st. Any other items, Mr. Clerk?
No, ma'am.
All right. Councilors, at this time, we're ready to entertain any updates that you have from your districts. And Councilor Vasa, are you ready?
Thank you, Madam President. First announcement is about a town hall this Thursday. So District 3 residents, we have an opportunity to hear from your counselor about the results of the resident participant survey that we put out. We had about 300 respondents, and we look forward to presenting the information related to that. The details for the event is this Thursday, 5:30 to 7 p.m. at Vulcan Park and Museum. Looking forward to seeing you all then. Tonight, we have the Forest Parks South Avondale Neighborhood Association meeting, 6:30 p.m. at Avondale Library. And lastly, just wanted to share that we had a wonderful meeting last week at Rojo Restaurant with neighborhood leadership across District 3. It was a great opportunity to sit with presidents, vice presidents, secretaries from each neighborhood, hear their concerns, and also talk about some solutions. So we're excited about what's ahead for 2026. That concludes my announcements. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor Smitherman.
Thank you, Madam President. As far as neighborhood meetings, today Oakwood Place will have their meeting at 4 p.m. at Harrison Park Recreation Center. Also, Mason City will meet today at 4:30 p.m. via telephone. And then tomorrow, North Titusville will meet at 5 p.m. at Memorial Park Recreation Center. And then on Monday, West End Manor will meet at 5 p.m. at New Hope Baptist Church. Also, Build Up is having their open house this Thursday, starting at 5:30 p.m. They are located at 222 6th Avenue Southwest, Birmingham, Alabama, 35201. And then this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. at Woodland Park Church of Christ, I will be hosting a seminar called By the House. Hold on a second. It'll be a seminar along with Kate Bushlawn, Joel Gardner, and Isaac Cooper. We will be talking about life insurance, financial literacy, and everything else. So starting your wealth from beginning to end. It is called Buy the House, Build the Wealth, help the family. Buy the house, build the wealth, help the family. And so that's this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. We will have food and giveaways. Also, Roots to Harvest will have a community education series. It's called Lend a Hand, Love Your Land. Let's work together to make our neighborhood shine and learn how to start your own garden at the same time. They started a garden last year in Titusville. It will be this Saturday from 1 to 5 p.m. Food for all volunteers. You can go to their Instagram page from_Roots to Harvest LLC for the registration link. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you so much. Councilor Williams?
Thank you. Economic Development and Tourism Committee will be meeting today at 11:30 in conference rooms D and E. Eastwood Neighborhood Association will be meeting the 5th at 6:30 at Habitat Restore, and Roebuck will be meeting Monday the 9th at 6:30 at the East Precinct. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Councilor Smith?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
So we have one event on Friday, February 6th. The Birmingham Public Library will host Bards and Brews open mic at the East Village Arts. And then we have several meetings between now and Monday. So this evening, the Fairview Neighborhood Association will meet at 5:30 via conference call. You can contact our office for details. The number is 205-254-2304. Also this evening, the Thomas Neighborhood is meeting at 6:30 at Greater St. Thomas Community Church. On tomorrow, Wednesday, February 4th, the Parks and Recreation Board will meet at 9 a.m. at Legion Field. On Thursday, February 5th, the 5 Points West Business Alliance will host their first board meeting for 2026 at 6 p.m. And that's going to be at First United Cumberland Presbyterian Church on Bessemer Road. On Monday, February 9th, we have 3 neighborhood meetings. Central Pride is meeting at 5 p.m. via conference call. Enzy Highlands is meeting at 6 p.m. at the 5 Points West Library. And the Rising West Princeton neighborhood will meet at 6 p.m. at the Rising West Princeton Corporation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Councilor Gunn?
Thank you, Madam President. First things first, happy Black History Month, everybody. It's been 100 years of celebrating Black innovation, Black resilience, and Black joy. This Sunday, Mount Olive Baptist Church in Kingston will be hosting their 65th annual Heart Rally. Also, the Woodlawn Public Library will be helping seniors prepare their taxes on Monday, February 9th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Appointments are required. Please contact the Woodlawn Branch Library for details, 205-595-2001. Neighborhood Association meetings coming up. On Monday, February the 9th, there are 4 neighborhood association meetings: Inglenook, Woodlawn, Airport Highlands, and Kilo Spring. Well, Roebuck. And then on Tuesday, February the 10th, there are 3 neighborhood association meetings: Kilo Springs, North Eastlake, and Penfield Park. That concludes my announcements.
Thank you, Councilor Gunn. And thank you for mentioning Black History Month. Thank you. Councilor Woods?
Thank you, Madam President. Quickly, a few announcements. The Apple Valley Neighborhood Association meeting that was scheduled for tonight has been canceled. The Spring Lake Neighborhood Association will meet on Thursday, February 5th at 6:30 p.m. That meeting is held in the Huffman High School Library. The Echo Highlands Neighborhood Association will also meet on Thursday, February 5th. That meeting begins at 7 p.m. and is being held via Zoom. The Roebuck Neighborhood Association will meet on Monday, February 9th at 6:30 p.m. at the East Precinct. And like I said, I also would like to take a moment just to acknowledge Black History Month. Like I said, just an opportunity to, one, reflect on the people, the stories that have impacted, us here locally specifically, but all around the world that have really moved things forward, of so many lessons that really pour into how we lead and serve and really work to build a better world. And so I did want to acknowledge that. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, thank you. Dr. O'Quinn?
Thank you, Madam President. In District 5, we have several neighborhood association meetings over the next week. Eastlake Neighborhood Association will meet tonight at 6 p.m. Forest Park, South Avondale will also meet tonight at 6:30. Wahoma Neighborhood Association meets on Thursday at 6 p.m. at the Eastlake Library. Gate City Neighborhood Association will meet next Monday, February 9th, via conference call. Please contact my office if you need those call-in details. Oak Ridge Park Neighborhood Association will meet next Monday, at 6 p.m. at the Harris Holmes Rec Center. We have a Transportation Infrastructure Committee meeting next Monday at 2 p.m. here in the council chambers. Please submit your agenda items to kimberly.phillips@birminghamal.gov. Also want to announce that the Birmingham Planning Commission has some vacancies, one vacancy in particular. Applicants can send their resume to Maisha maisha.hutchinson@birminghamal.gov, and we need those in by Friday, February 27th. Network Navigator will be launching a new series for small business owners called Decoded and Demystified. This is taking place on Thursday, February 5th from 11 to 1 at the Junior League of Birmingham. And this forum is designed to help entrepreneurs understand government updates and policy changes that impact their businesses. As I've announced before, BCRI is taking applications for their 2026 Legacy Youth Leadership Program. It's a year-long program that equips high school students with tools for civic engagement, personal development, and social change, and grounded in Birmingham's rich civil rights legacy. The program runs March 2026 through March of next year, and there's a $1,000 stipend for summer docents upon program completion. The application deadline is Monday, February 9th. And finally, just want to invite District 5 residents and stakeholders to the annual District 5 Strategic Planning Meeting that we call Fifth and Feast. It's taking place on Saturday, January 28th at the Jones Valley Teaching Farm Education Center. And the doors were open at 9:30 and will start at 10 o'clock. We invite all District 5 residents and business stakeholders to join us as we discuss district priorities for 2026. If you need additional information, please call 205-254-2679. And that concludes my announcement.
Thank you very much. Madam Pro Tem?
Thank you, Madam President. The Wylam Neighborhood Association meeting is tonight at 6 p.m. at the Wylam Library. Thomas Neighborhood Association is tonight at 6:30 at the Greater St. Thomas Community Church. A Civico Finley Neighborhood Association meeting will be held Wednesday, February the 4th at 5:30 at the Civico Community Plant Room. Sherman Heights Neighborhood Association meeting will be Monday, February the 9th at Morning Star Christian Church. And North Birmingham Neighborhood Association will be on Monday, February the 9th at 6 p.m. at the North Birmingham Library. Next public safety meeting will be held on February the 10th at 1 o'clock in the council chambers. Submit your items by email no later than 12 noon by February the 4th. If you have questions or concerns, feel free to contact the office at 254-2302. And also this weekend, yours truly will be a panel guest at the Black Male Summit. Looking forward to that, so please come out and support Dr. Dara Forte for putting on this summit. Myself, Uche Bean, along with some other distinguished ladies will be a part of a great panel discussion around mental health and you know, continually talk about gun violence. So we treading lightly and right in this city and hopefully continue to do that. But it's going to be at the UAB Hilton Hotel on the south side. So please, ma'am, sirs, come out to the Black Male Summit and support this effort. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you so much. These are announcements for District 7. We do have 2 upcoming neighborhood association meetings on Friday, January 6th. We'll have the Jones Valley Neighborhood Association meeting. They meet at the Powderly Library at 4 p.m. That's 3301 Jefferson Avenue Southwest. And on Monday, February 9th, that was Jones Valley. On Monday, February 9th, we'll have the Powderly Neighborhood Association, which meets at 5:30 p.m. at the Henry Crumpton Rec Center. As you've heard, each of us provide information today. We have numerous neighborhood association meetings that are being held within the city. And all of us either attend or we have staff that attend. We ask you to join us. for those neighborhood association meetings. They're very important to each of our neighborhoods and communities. So if you have one that's coming up in your neighborhood, I invite you all to attend. We had a very good meeting last night at the Gracilla Heights neighborhood meeting, and just a whole new group of neighbors that came out and had questions and had ideas. So we really want to be sure that you are attending those meetings and taking advantage of that. Also, I do want to join my colleagues, as those have mentioned, this is a centennial celebration of the observance of Black History Month. It started in February 1926 by Dr. Carter G. Woodson, and it's, a lot of people talk about it's the shortest month in the year, but I'd like for us to think that Black history goes on 365 days a year. So parents, if you have children, I know many of us don't gather at the table anymore and eat dinner together, but maybe just as you gather around for breakfast or dinner, encourage your children to think of a Black History moment or a fact or something that is specific here for the city of Birmingham. And those are my announcements. So I do want at this time to welcome, we do have a new member of our council leadership team, and that is Mr. Thomas Stone Jr., and he is our new Director of Accounts and Budget. So we welcome you, Mr. Stone, and he may look familiar to most of us here, but we're glad to have him as part of our city council team. Thank you so much. Thank you. Also, I'd also like to acknowledge congratulations to those council members who have been reappointed to National League of Cities committees. I know that Councilor Smitherman has had a reappointment. Dr. O'Quinn continues to serve on the board of directors, and that's a very, very highly awarded position. And so we're glad that you represent us on that. And I'm having an opportunity to serve again as well. And so for those other counselors, as you get those appointments, we'll be sure to announce that. And we do have a meeting that will be attending and that will be able to represent the city of Birmingham coming up later. Thank you. At this time, Mr. Clerk, if you'll read those residents who are here for community voices.
All right, now William Muhammad.
As you come, Mr. Muhammad, you have 3 minutes. You'll see the time listed on the screen, and we welcome you this morning. If you'll just give us your name and address. Thank you.
William Muhammad, 411 Lorraine Street. I thank you for this opportunity. I come to talk to you about the turmoil at CAW. I won't say what I feel like C stands for. There was an employee who wrote an anonymous letter, and I had a chance to get hold of this letter. And the employee stated that the utility has been thrown into chaos. They are being told, the employees are being told that since Senate Bill 330 was passed, it allows the CEO to do whatever he wants. And I disagree with that because it does not allow the CEO to discriminate. Yet, Black managers are being stepped over and replaced by whites who have less experience. There are no HR rules in existence at the CAW. The Black vendors are being dismissed pretty much based on color. This board has no committees. I had a reporter call me and wanted to talk to me, and we talked for hours. And she was asking me, how was it when I was on the board? And she just couldn't consider that a board would not have any committees. So how do they operate if they're not meeting in private somewhere? This board, most people don't know it, but the Waterworks Board had a AA bond rating. Our lawyer, who is certified in public finance, says that WA is the highest bond rating you could get as a business, but yet we were given a narrative that everybody at the BWB was corrupt and inefficient. But yet we also were the top 5 in the country in water quality. So how do you have a AA bond rating and be top 5 in water quality, but you are a bunch of inefficient and thieving folks? So how does this happen? That was a narrative used to rob us of what's our inheritance. My story was that in 2015, I was on the board when Jabbo Wagner's bill was introduced. Our complaint was that that bill was a violation of a contract. The charter, which is the incorporation papers, should have never been changed. It is a dealing with board stability. So the citizens of Birmingham spent $20 million in a bond issue in 1951 to get the waterworks. It was not given to us by the state. Judge Vance sided with Jabbo Walker in the legislature, so Blount County, Shelby County, and the Jefferson County Mayors Association were given appointments on the board. But they also changed the Mayor Council Act, and the Birmingham mayor had the chance to appoint 2 people on the board. Those 5 people voted to drop the case. That's why we are where we are today, and all of it is connected. So I just want to end by saying that we're having, the Committee to Save Jefferson County is having a town hall meeting at the Ensley Recreation Center Saturday, February the 14th at 9 a.m. And I would like for you to tell other people about it or to come out to find out more information about what's going on in this situation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. Next speaker.
Veronica, and I'll just say 1205, 6th place. Veronica?
Hi, Ms. Veronica. As you come forward, we'll try to get you, did they give you a mic? I don't know if we have any accommodations. Hold on 1 second. They're bringing you one. It's coming. Ms. Veronica, if you'll give us your full name and your address once you get the mic, and then you have 3 minutes, and that time counts down up there,
Sure,
but
for sure.
go ahead and give us,
My name is Elder Veronica Jabrin. You might not know me, but you know of me.
if you could put it closer to
I
your mouth.
promised my son I wouldn't cry. He said he would cry for me. My daughter, Taisha Hutchins, is the one that died in the city jail. As of today, I've not seen her body. My family in Africa knew about her death before I did. Now, I'm sitting here as a mother. If your daughter, I adopted her from Texas. I knew what I had. And I asked them to let me see her body to no avail. And I'm asking the city of Birmingham. My family is all over the world trying to get here. I adopted Taisha not because she was for my need. I adopted her to meet my maternal need. She's a problem in the city. Someone got online and did a obituary for her. Not me. I don't know who did it. And I've talked with, I guess he's a with the, what do they call him? He deals with I guess his name was Maxwell something, he had an Italian surname. He wanted me to cremate her. And my concern, if you're going to investigate something, someone should investigate you guys, not you in general, what happened in that city jail. They was giving her medication. I don't know what happened. Where's my daughter? Okay. Can you imagine going these many days? My daughter died on the 28th, and I knew nothing of it. I have signed, she was my ward. I signed with Jefferson County. They knew me there. I got the papers to the city of Birmingham. The documents were there. They knew of her. They were treating her in medication there and the thing. So I don't know what happened to Taisha. But I do know that was that's somebody's child. She's just as valuable as your child would. Now, I ask you guys to allow me the common courtesy. Let me see my daughter, somebody do something for me. And I told my son I wouldn't cry. I'm not going to waste a tear for this one, okay? Because Taisha, whoever wrote a nice obituary, such a sweet child she was, loved by the neighbors. Not my daughter, 25, where she had 25 arrests, excuse me, in the hospital and the jail. So how did she be such a pleasant person? If I have not seen her, can you imagine not seeing her when my daughter died on the 28th? I didn't get there to hold her. I have not been there to hold her yet. I have clothes address. I'm a designer. I lost everything in this city. And I was flying, I had my bucket list. I had a ticket to fly out of here, but the weather stopped it. I couldn't go to Nigeria, Ethiopia. I couldn't go. So that stopped me. By being here, my family found out in Africa already that my daughter's dead. And I've not seen her. Can y'all allow me, just let me see my child. Let somebody allow, my sons can't get here. Everybody trying to get in. The family trying to come from Africa. We have a mess here. I had other matter at hand, but this is the precedence of everybody. Okay, thank you. I've been calling offices. Nobody would come to the phone. Not you, your staff. Good at what they're doing. They're good at what they do. But I kept saying this, and I knew the mayor would reach out for me, but I couldn't get to nobody. Okay, so I come here today, ask you guys. My heart is heavy. Okay, I got to put Taisha to rest. I got to lay her down. Okay, I don't care how cold she is. I will hold her in my arms. I want to see my daughter. I have pictures. If you only knew who Taisha was, if you only knew who she really was, I lost her. But please, y'all, somebody help me with this, okay? I'm asking the city of Birmingham, if it needs to be investigated, let someone else investigate it. You can't investigate yourself. Excuse me. So right now, they're waiting for the results of her, whatever they said, getting back. But I have not seen my daughter. So I come here and ask you guys, bow down, allow me the common courtesy as a mother, okay, to see my child and help me take care of this matter. And I thank you for listening.
Thank you, ma'am,
Peace.
so much. And I know that administration, and we've talked with some people that are going to try to help you. And so, as a mother, I can understand the pain that you're going through. And but we'll work with the administration and just see if there's any other assistance that anyone can give you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for your time again.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Bob Freeman.
Right, Mr. Friedman. Good morning. If you'll give us your name
Good
and
morning
address.
to all of you.
Thank you.
I just want you to have a piece of literature. Good morning again, and Happy New Year. Let's hope, and Happy Black History Month as well. I'm so glad that got raised. Birmingham Black Radio Museum now advertises itself as the only Black radio history museum in the United States. We've tried to do as much as we could with Google and different state organizations, people that we know around the country and some around the world. And turns out that's what we are. So that's pretty cool. I want to bring greetings from our board. It's a new board. I want you to know who's on our board. Some of you will know some of these folks. Wilhelmina Richardson, who is the general manager at WJLT, is our chair. Robert Ryder. Dr. Ryder is the head of archival studies at the University of Alabama, longtime colleague of mine for at least 20 years. Gwen Webb, Minister Gwen Webb, you know her and see her often in these chambers. Wayne Coleman, who was the head of archives at the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute for 29 years, also on our board. Emory Anthony, attorney Emory Anthony, some of you may remember him from when he was active in political dealings here in the city. And Pam Stern King, who was the preservationist for the city of Birmingham for many years, an adjunct history professor at UAB. So we're very proud of our board as well. We encourage people who visit our website to see the video, A Radio Hero, which is the history of Tall Paul White. The only radio announcer in Birmingham ever mentioned specifically by Dr. Martin Luther King, most significant radio announcer of the civil rights movement. And the reason I sent this handout is just to get on your mind. We were told just so if people don't know, we lease from the Alabama Jazz Hall of Fame. They lease from the city of Birmingham. So we get things kind of secondhand, and we had heard that the city had gotten back in touch with the Jazz Hall and said that a contractor had been identified. And usually if a contractor was identified, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, there's some discussion about money. Must be, maybe it's good or bad, but if a contractor has been identified, and this is what I'm being told from my friends on the Jazz Hall, maybe we're moving closer to the big deal, which is the replacement or the repair of the sewer system that extends from the Carver Theater to the trunk line across the street. That's the county's trunk line. And since we've gone through dye tests, those are where you flush various dyes down the toilet to see if it reaches the trunk line. We know that it's inefficient, which means that waste is coagulating somewhere between the Carver Theater and that trunk line. It's a serious issue. It's a health issue. The reason I handed out what I handed out is just to remind you, we have a contract with the Jazz Hall through 2028, okayed by the city of Birmingham. And the Birmingham Black Radio Museum is a licensed business with the city of Birmingham. You have those documents now in front of you. Just to remind you that we have an interest in knowing this contractor. And if he comes down to where our museum used to be, because we had to remove a lot of the artifacts, we'd like to see what he does. Shake his hand, wish him well. If it's the case. If it's not the case, then the city council has to know, because after all, you're waiting to either okay or not okay a contract from the city for this contractor. I'm hoping on February 9th, when the Budget and Finance Committee meets, that maybe this is something you'll have to address. Maybe it's time, because in March it'll be a year since the flood. I appreciate all of you. I know what a hard job you have. Don't think I don't. So thanks for your time.
Thank you, sir. Those are all of the community voices. Thank you. At this time, we would like to thank our officers on duty. We want to thank Officer Pinkert and Officer Smith, as well as our fire inspectors on duty. And this square, so Officer Square. And our fire inspectors on duty, Inspector Snow, Griggs, and Beveau. And at this time, we'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Second.
Do I get to say it? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you. Meeting is adjourned. Hope everyone has a safe, warm day. Thank you.
10 divided by 2. 5. That is correct.
Today I am at Princeton Alternative Elementary School here in District 8 because we are having the annual Math Derby. So we have students from the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grades that are competing to go to the district-wide derby that will take place next week. It's great because, one, you get to support students, and two, students have been working on this since the beginning of the year. So we listen to the teachers and they have given students these facts. And then it's important to be here just to see how much our students, see how much they've been learning, how much they've grown over the years.
And to our first place winner, so proud, Mr. Trenton King. Come on down.
To see how students have placed in the 3rd grade versus 4th grade and now in the 5th grade. And it's something that they get excited about and that they really enjoy. So it's just good to see how smart our students are. 21 divided by 3 plus 3.
10.
Correct.